Hello and welcome everyone to today's kit class. We are here with Sarah today. We are getting set up. Um, let's see the best way to do this. Um, there we go. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I'm forgetting how technology works. Sarah is here. Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
There we go.
What is happening right now?
I just need to make sure Q is watching before we continue. Because you said he needed his day to get lightened up, but I think I know the thing. Are you ready?
Yep.
Happy Halloween, Sarah. Hi, welcome to Feel Good Friday today. We've got a lovely kit for you.
Oh my gosh.
We're heading to the weekend and we just want to make pieces that are just easy and you could just make them on the spot and just have a nice easy win, feeling good to go, and then you start your weekend.
I cannot right now. Oh my god.
Happy Halloween! I forgot to sing.
My eyes are watering. Oh my gosh.
That was a fantastic reaction. Thank you for all that.
You are an amazing redhead. Look at you. Whoa, with the makeup. You're fabulous.
Thank you. I was so mad when you dyed your hair about a week ago because you made it darker and you made mine not as accurate.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
So the Lovecraft sisters are here for today's class. It's a kit class. And a little bit like fall inspired. So what are we making today, Sarah?
Oh my gosh.
Wait,
I can't even focus.
Those earrings are fabulous.
Your hair is so much better than mine. What?
Not possible. This is a $10 wig.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I am the queen of everything. That's me today. I'm the queen of all the things. Are these earrings not incredible? Look at those.
They're huge.
I know, right? So last year my daughter was shopping for prom dresses and I just could not stay away from the jewelry section of this store that we were in with all the frilly dresses. Like, she's obsessed with the dresses and I'm over here looking at these door knocker earrings and I'm like, I got all those. So I have them, but I don't ever have an opportunity to wear them except for now with my crown. So, but I'm still just not really...
Queen of all. Here we welcome today.
Oh my gosh, I love it. You have to take lots of pictures in that wig, please.
No, we have to take pictures together.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
I've been plotting this costume for months.
It's too good. It's just too good. I love it. Oh my gosh.
All right. How do you carry all that hair on your head? My neck already hurts.
It's too funny because I was looking in the mirror today and I was like, I wish my hair would grow. I should just buy a wig. And here you are in a wig. And I'm like, just send me that one. I'll just wear it instead because I can't get my hair.
You do not want this wig?
I love it. Oh, I love it. All right. So we do have a beautiful kit. Tell us about this kit.
Yeah, we have a very gemmy kit today that is full of carnelian and Czech glass and gold. I can't do this seriously. I just have to.
It's just too good.
I'm done for the day.
I love it. Oh gosh.
Yeah, today's kit is called Rustic Carnelian, and the design, there's some hair in my mouth. There is Being a girl is hard.
So hard.
Oh. It is a kit that Sarah designed. Necklace, bracelet, and earrings that we will go through today. It is available today for the $29 kit. We only have a few left, and I can't do this seriously.
I have to take this off in my head. Okay, let's rough it up a little bit. Okay, now put the game face on.
It's the game face. Let's go. This wig. Oh.
I'm gonna turn everybody around so that now no one can see me giggle anymore.
What? Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Oh my gosh. All right. So in this kit, so normally we start with the normally we start with the necklace, but I thought we would start with the bracelet with this class because that's where most of the technique is going to come in. And I want to mention something that is in the materials list for this class that I meant to add a little word in there when I was typing up the instructions, and it got left out. And it is the part that says 2 pieces of 24-inch 22-gauge wire. It really only takes 1 piece. The second piece is optional, and I've got both pieces, so I'm going to show you what you can do with both of them, okay, just so that you're not confused, because initially we're just going to start with one of those pieces, but then you can add the second piece if you want to, okay? So a lot of wire for today's show. I'm using a 10-inch piece of 20-gauge wire in gold color for the core of the bracelet. And so what we're going to do is we're going to start out by making a wrapped loop on one end. And we're going to come in with our chain nose pliers. And we've got these beads. Sam, I feel like I'm not talking enough about what beads we're using.
Absolutely.
But you get a whole strand of these, don't you?
Yeah, so these are a Czech Baroque cut because we're feeling fancy tonight.
Ooh.
And I thought they looked so nice with the Carnelian.
Yeah.
It's obviously one of my long-term favorite stones. I feel like one of your stones too, because there's certain tones of orange that you really like.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You like darker Carnelian too.
I do. The darker the better. When orange is on the red side, that's when I'm really drawn to those colors of beads. And Carnelian is one of those that you can either get really light or you can get really dark. And though I love the light ones, the darker colors are my favorite.
Yeah, so we paired these Baroque cuts with having lovely facets that reveal like that nice silky red glass with the Carnelian, and then also some of those Lacy coins, which I think you used one in the bracelet as a lovely feature to add a little like extra shine in the middle.
Yeah. So it will go in the middle here, that coin. And it looks beautiful on both sides, can I just say? Like, there's no right or wrong side to this. I'm drawn to the one with the copper on it, but I think they're both gorgeous.
It's like the perfect bead because you get the orange of the orange kit, and then on the back is the gold of the kit, because we're doing a whole bunch of gold in this kit as well. Because obviously on Halloween, you're extra fancy.
You are definitely extra fancy today.
So you were going to do face paint. Who are you going to be?
I was going to do a really awesome Day of the Dead painted face. Like, I had all makeup ready and everything. And then Q was like, well, we're going out as soon as you're done. And I was like, oh, well, I can't really
Why can't you wear that out? It's Halloween weekend. Come on, Q. As I said earlier, slap him with a tortilla.
I am seriously considering that. And you know what? I've been thinking, so Colleen, she gets in her feelings every now and then. I mean, I think we all do, but Colleen gets in her feelings sometimes. And I think that Colleen and I both need some tortilla in the face therapy. I think she needs to come over on the days when she's feeling rough, right? If I'm having a bad day, she's having a bad day. And I think we just need to slap each other in the face with tortillas. I really think that will solve all of our problems.
I think you would really enjoy it.
All right. So once you've created a wrapped loop, okay, at the end of your wire, now listen, you can do a simple loop if you want to. I just prefer a wrapped loop just because I feel like it's a little bit more secure, but it's totally up to you. All you need is to be sure you got a loop, okay? We're going to take one of those pieces, excuse me, of the 22 gauge wire, and we want to just kind of anchor it by wrapping it over our wire wraps. And you want to use, I don't know, maybe an inch, 2 inches of this.
All right, Sarah's frozen for a second, but she always resurrects pretty quickly, usually. So don't fret. It's still me here.
Okay, sorry, y'all. I'm
You're
here.
good.
I'm here. I'm here. It's a little tricky at first, but you keep in mind that when we get to the end, you can undo this and then clean it up. All you want to do is just make sure that it's secure at first. Okay. So leave yourself a little bit. You can unwind it and then you can wind it back up when you get to the end and make it look better. Okay. So just as long as it's attached, that's all you need. Now you're going to do one bead at a time. And we're just going to take one of these gorgeous Baroque beads and we're going to thread it on and we're going to drop it down. Oh no, the end of my wire be cleaned up just a little bit. There we go.
If I'm doing the single wire version, do I kind of make my wire loop starting in the middle of my wire?
No.
Still starting at the end?
Yeah, still starting at the end. You're good. I'm going to show you. So we're going to take that wire, that 22 gauge wire, and we just want to lay it across the side of that bead, just like that. Okay. And then we want to wrap around the 20 gauge wire. Okay. And that's going to lock that bead in place. Now that first one might not be super pretty. So you can see how mine's not pretty because the wire, but we can fix all that at the end. No big deal. Okay. Now I'm going to add another bead. Okay. And then same thing. I'm going to guide the wire down the side of the bead. Right. And then I'm going to wrap around the 20 gauge wire, or you can twist it in your hand. I like to twist it. I just kind of find that it's easier just to twist everything. Yeah. Okay. So there's that. Now we're going to add another bead and we're just going to continue this way, adding a bead as we go. Okay. So lay the wire across the edge of the bead. Give it a good twist if you want, or wrap, whichever. Okay. Add another bead. And then twist. I love that Rachel came in and gave you a ponytail. That was amazing.
Necessary.
Yes, totally necessary. Okay. Twist. Now you can see what happens is you are creating a nice little space in between each one of the beads. So the beads are not touching each other. This is a really good technique if you're using a soft stone that tends to scratch easily. If you are, if you want to wire wrap them like this, then they won't touch each other, like the two ends of the beads, and they won't rub up against each other. Which for a lot of beads it doesn't matter, but there are certain beads and certain gemstones where they tend to get really scratched up if they're touching each other. This is one of those techniques that really kind of helps. And if you can get them nice and secure, they won't even spin. So you don't have to worry about the wire that's going across them scratching it up either. You just have to make sure that you get them nice and secure. But it's just helpful because sometimes you get a soft stone, you know, and this is a good way to keep them like pearls. You know, originally pearl knotting was for safety, but also to keep the pearls from scratching up against each other.
Right. To keep the coating intact.
Yeah. All right, so now we're going to thread on our coin, and we're going to treat it a little bit differently. Not a whole lot differently, but we are going to treat it differently. So pick whichever side you like as the front, right? And we're going to take the wire, instead of wrapping it across, we're actually just going to wrap it to whatever you're going to consider the back. And so you're just going to come across the back like that and then twist. So you've still got like a clear front on this. On the back, it's still nice and pretty though. I mean, it's not a horrible wrap across, but that's definitely going to be the piece or the part that's up against my skin so that my coin is like free of any wrapping on it. All right, so then we're just going to continue.
This bracelet.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
What do you call the technique of this bracelet?
You know, I don't know. I don't know that it has a name. It's just pretty. Give it a name, Sam. What shall we call it?
Well, like, so it's kind of becoming almost like a bangle of sorts.
Yeah, it is going to have the structure. It will be very structured like a bangle. And you're going to see the necklace is going to be the same way. We're using this German style wire as the core of the necklace as well. And it's going to give it structure. It really is going to help, particularly in the necklace because of those carnelian stones. They're not super heavy, but I felt like it needed a little bit more structure than just the bead stringing wire would give it. So that's why I chose to use a German style wire core for the necklace. And then I just kind of wanted to keep that kind of same structure as far as the bracelet was concerned. So it all kind of marries together, but there was originally a reason for it. All right, I've got 2 more of the red to go.
You're so speedy at this. I'm trying to keep up over here. It's like you've done this a few times or something.
Right? It's like, maybe I've done it at least once. I don't know. Okay, so I've made it all the way to the end here, and you're going to find that you've still got a ton of this wire left over, okay? And it's kind of up to you as far as what you want to do with it. I'm going to leave mine for just a second, and then we're going to talk about it. I'm going to go ahead and with the end of the 20 gauge wire, I'm going to go ahead and do a wrap loop. So I'm going to come in with my chain nose pliers. I'm just going to be mindful of this piece of wire that's right here. And I'm going to go ahead and do a wrap loop. Now, if you have enough wire that's left over on the end, and you want to go back the other direction with that wire, you can. If you do not have enough wire left over and you would like to use a second piece of the wire, that second piece that was kind of optional, you can attach it to this end and go back the other direction. However, you can do all of the above, which I know sounds like a lot, but you absolutely can do all of those things. Oh, I cut off the wrong wire. Darn. I cut off my long wire. I was not even paying attention. Okay. Well, for me, I'm going to use the second piece of wire.
All the above begin.
I'm going to cut off this piece as well. My goodness. I was not even paying attention and cut the wrong wire. That is why I do not work for...
Bomb Squad?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So all those things I just said, you can turn around and go the other direction, okay, with the wire that's left over. And you can go down the other side of the bead, right? So that you've got this nice framework on both sides of the bead. If you don't want to do it that way, okay, you can take both pieces and start with both pieces. So do 2 wires here, right? Does that make sense? So you would wrap both pieces. I feel like I need to show you. I feel like I really need to make this visual for you to understand. So give me just a second. Let's see what I can do here. So I want this to make sense. Let's see. What's a good... Okay. So I'm going to show you really quickly with just some extra beads, some extra Sam's beads I've got here that he sent me. Just as a really quick. Okay. So if you want to use both pieces of the wire going in the same direction, you're going to start those wires out exactly the same way that you started a single wire. So you're going to take two of the pieces. So you've got two of your 24 gauge piece. I'm sorry, not 24, two of your 24 inch pieces rather. Okay. And oops. I just lost the wire I had in my hand. I'm telling you. Oh my goodness. Okay. So with my right sleeve all over again. I can do this fast though, so.
You're giving me time to catch up. You're giving all of us time to catch up.
Okay, good, because I feel like I'm making a huge mess out of things. Y'all don't judge this wire wrap because I literally dropped that piece that I was using in the floor and don't know what happened to it. So the carpet ate it. So this is what we have now. So we would, instead of anchoring that single wire, okay, we would anchor the two wires, and you can do them individually if you want to, or you can do them side by side. I like to do them side by side because, again, remember in the beginning or at the end, you can come back rather to the beginning of the bracelet. That's what I was trying to say. And you can clean it all back up again. Okay. So you would take your two pieces and you're just going to run those side by side and do the exact same thing that you would with your bracelet. So you're going to put your bead on, and instead of using one wire to go across the side of the bead, you're going to use both. And all this does is just adds a little extra texture and dimension. It doesn't change the overall look a whole lot, but I do think that it's pretty. So if you really love wire, this is a pretty way to incorporate wire without it being crazy involved with technique, right? It's just a kind of a simple way to just kind of wrap your wire in, right? So if you want to use
the first techniques I ever tried of yours.
Really?
Yeah, because I love that you were using wire as an accent.
Yeah.
And like so elegant.
It really is pretty. And when you do the two together, I don't know, it just does something extra to it. I feel like it's just one extra wire, but I don't know. It changes the whole feeling of it a little bit. Okay, so this is one way, right? With just the single wire going all the way down. Or you can do both pieces of your wire and do them both at the same time, okay? When you get to the end, should you have enough to go back the other direction with your single piece or your double piece, right? If you use the double, it's gonna create this really beautiful framework. That's a double. Hold on, I'll show you what it looks like, and then we'll do the single together. So you're going to end up with, on both sides, see? You'll have those wire swirls on both sides. For mine, since I accidentally cut off and I was only using the single, we're going to use our second piece of wire to go back the other direction with just the single. But first, I want to clean up this end. Okay, so I'm going to undo and then just rewrap this a little bit just so that it's a little cleaner. And then I'm going to trim off the excess. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to use that second piece of the 22 gauge wire. Okay. And I'm going to start down here on the end where I finished, and I'm going to wire wrap to anchor it to the wraps that are already there. So just a couple of wraps around. Okay. And then I'm going to trim that off, or you can leave it and clean it up at the end. I'll just leave mine. Okay. And we're just going to go back the other direction on the other side of the beads. So same technique. We're doing across the edge of the bead and then twist across the edge of the bead. Whoa, and twist. So we're just going on the opposite side. And you can see how it's going to make a little, this one didn't get twisted all the way. I could actually undo that, but I'm going to leave it just like it is. So I'm just running in the opposite direction. And with this time, since the beads have already been added, I don't have to go nearly as slow. I really can just kind of wrap and go.
Oh, I totally missed it. There's a second. See, I wasn't following directions, and I just did the single one. Snip my wire. I'm thinking I was done, and I like it. It works. I like that it works also.
Yeah, well, you can do either way. I mean, it's a cool design where you can leave it as a single, you can do it as a double.
Right.
In the picture, it's just a single, right? So in the original, it's just a single wrap around, but in the materials list, I put 2 pieces of the wire so that you have the option here. So there's like a ton of options actually, because you can use, just like I said, you can use the wire. What happened to those beads? You can use the wires, the 2 wires side by side, right? And just do a single all the way down and not do the other side. Or you can do both sides with the double, right? You can do one side with the single or both sides with the single. So you've got so many options, and you've got enough wire in your materials list that you can kind of play around with it and kind of decide what works for you. So yeah. All right. I'm going to trim this off, and then we're going to talk about the length of this bracelet, because that is one of the things about this and why all of the jump rings in this. So 1 strand of these beads is enough actually to go around my wrist, but might not go around everybody's wrist because everybody is a different size in the bracelet department. So in order to, you can see this makes a pretty small little bracelet, which oddly enough will fit my tiny little twiggly wrist, but it may not fit you. So we're going to add jump rings to this where you can, the jump rings kind of become part of the design, but they're also functional. So if you need more, you can add more. If you need less, you can take less of them. So there are a total of 10 jump rings in this bracelet. 5 of them, you want to link them together and attach to your toggle. Okay, so you're just linking all 5 of them together, and you're going to attach that to one end. Then you're going to do the same thing with another 5 jump rings and add those to your toggle bar. Now, once you try that on, or you give it as a gift or whatever it is that you're going to do with it, you may need to adjust that, right? You can take some of those jump rings away. You can add some of your own jump rings to it if you need it to be bigger. But the jump rings also kind of act as part of the design as well. It's just like having chain, right? But it's jump rings.
We
so
do extra also in the kit so that you can adjust your length a little bit. We put like, I think 15 jump rings, so you'll should have a couple extra if you want to extend your bracelet with the same gold lovely jump rings from TierraCast.
Yeah, and you all have they have a different toggle than I do, right?
Yeah, we upgraded the toggle to like a really nice hammer tone toggle. It's like similar to Sarah's, but like more of like a hammer tone look. So you get the same toggle for the bracelet and the necklace.
And there you go. So there's your bracelet. And again, that's all of your adjustability is right in here. But still really pretty and also kind of functional as far as the design is concerned, because you've got this on the inner part of your wrist as opposed to your chunky bead. So it might be a little bit more comfortable if you're one of those people who types all day long and you've got your wrist up against your desk or your keyboard. Sometimes having something that isn't the big chunky beads in that area of your wrist kind of makes a big difference and makes it easier for you to wear during the day, kind of just depending on what you do during the day. I do a lot of computer work, and I take all my jewelry off when I do all the computer stuff for that reason. But that's our bracelet. And again, it's got that bangle structure to it. So I wanted to take that same structure and use that in the necklace design as well. So we're going to move on to the necklace, which has got some different beads in it.
Can I show you where my bracelet's at, Sarah?
Yes, yes, yes. Oh my gosh, I love it. Look, it's so pretty. It really goes with your fingernails.
I know. Oh Sarah has great fingernails. And
I love it. I love it.
It's I love this technique. This is great. I did mine in copper. Obviously the kit is more gold oriented, but I like it. Actually kind of also works.
Oh yeah, the copper is beautiful with it for sure.
As well. It turns out you got to let your nails dry longer because little pieces have been flaking off all over my jewelry that I've been making here.
Oh my gosh, that's too funny. Oh my goodness. All right, let's talk about these beads, Sam.
Yes. All right, it's time for the necklace. So this is a 3-part kit. So you get this really cool featured, nice statement piece necklace that has a whole bunch of carnelian and a 8 signs pendant from TierraCast, which has 8 symbols of Buddhism. Actually, is what is on the coin, and it's, I believe, cast from like this really old coin. They turned it into a pendant, and it's gorgeous. And so we paired that with a whole bunch of gold Czech glass cubes, these rough cut cubes. So we have this whole like rustic, rough cut, hand chipped kind of vibe going to this kit, and I felt like but the gold kind of elevates it all a little bit.
So pretty. So we're going to use our carnelian and our coin pendant here in the center. We're going to put 3 of the carnelian on either side. Okay. And we're going to use our cube beads as our accents, but we're also going to use these as the length for our necklace as well. So I've kind of sped up the process a little bit by going ahead and pre-stringing some of this. But let me tell you, we get started the exact same way that we started our bracelet. So we're going to use a 20 gauge piece of wire that's about 24 inches long, and you're going to do a wrapped loop on that end. Okay. I'll show you the wrapped loop again when we get to the other end. You're going to thread onto that about 55 of these beads. Now I say about because excuse me, everybody's going to want their necklace to be different lengths as well. And a really good way to kind of adjust that is going to be to add or subtract some of these cubes. So kind of depending on how long you want your necklace to be is really going to depend on how many of the cubes that you use. If you use about 55 to 56 of the cubes as far as your sides are concerned, you're going to end up with about a 22 inch necklace. I believe it's actually closer to like 23. So it does like kind of a longer necklace. So if you want it to be a little bit shorter and lay a little bit closer to your neck, you might want to take some of these cubes off. And then you can use those for other things. Maybe incorporate those into your bracelet if you wanted to. It's totally up to you, but I'm basically using all of them. Okay. So there's about 55 of those on the wire. Then I'm going to thread on one of our pieces of carnelian.
I realized I totally messed up. I put stringing wire on the listing because I just assumed this was all strung up together.
Oh, well, you can absolutely can use the stringing wire for it. The reason that I picked this, though, the reason I picked this German style wire is just because the carnelian is a little on the heavy side, and so it does make it drape a little bit more than what I wanted. I wanted it to have like this kind of Egyptian cuff necklace feel to it. Yeah. But either one is going to work just fine. I don't want you to think that the carnelian is too heavy for bead stringing wire, because it's not. It's absolutely not. Either one is going to be just fine.
Yeah, that's actually good to mention. We just got a huge restock of the German style wire in. So if you're picking up the kit, maybe snag some of the gold German style wire as well. We have a variety of gauges, and I think Sarah's using 20, 22, and 24 in this kit.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to do 2 cubes to separate out my carnelian pieces because I don't want those to crowd each other out. I really want those to have their own little individual spot to sit. So a couple of cubes in between those is going to be perfect. So 2 more cubes. Okay, we're going to thread on another of the carnelian. And I believe I did 3 on either side.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to do 3 cubes and then our pendant.
Oh, I thought you meant 3 carnelian pieces. You already know that. Ignore me.
You're fine. So 3 cubes and then you want to thread on your coin pendant, and then you're going to do 3 more.
Yeah, we gave like 25 extra pieces of the cube so that you can adjust as you like, make an extra bracelet. What it kind of there's some extra beads, there's like extra Carnelian, extra cubes, some extra Lacy coins. So you could add to this set if you like. There's actually 2 extra Lacy coins if you do feel like adding 2 pieces of Lacy coins to your necklace as well.
Ooh, yeah, that would be really
the
pretty.
holes are big enough.
Okay, so just putting the other Carnelian on. Okay, and that's the center of our necklace. Now, I don't know if you guys watched my lives earlier today, my Facebook Live earlier. I was talking about how beautiful jewelry does not have to be a representation of every skill you've ever learned. That is so true when it comes to stringing up beautiful things. And this is one of those designs where we're not doing a whole lot of technique here. We did a wrapped loop at the end. If you're using bead string wire, you're going to crimp at the end, right? But as far as the overall design is concerned, we don't have a lot of technique like we did in the bracelet where we're wire wrapping something or adding some sort of other technique, because we really want these beads and this pendant to shine all by themselves, and they don't really need anything else. Now, feel free to do whatever you want to once you get it at home, but I think that it all works just beautifully just being strung up like this.
I love that you can adapt to stringing wire, memory wire, potentially based on hole sizes. Like,
yes,
really nice adaptable necklace.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, you used to do so many designs with like the necklace memory wire. Like Beadalon has a whole bunch of your designs on their site. It's so cool.
And I thought about memory wire as I was putting this together, and then I remembered that you and I actually have a memory wire project coming up.
True.
And so I thought, well, we'll leave the memory wire for another project for another day. But yeah, memory wire would work beautifully with this for sure.
I feel like the necklace size has such a nice curve.
Yeah, it really, really does.
Style, which is like a little bit of a shorter necklace.
Yeah. All right, so I'm just threading on the rest of my cubes here.
You know, it was so hard picking out a nail color for this costume, Sarah.
I love your choice. I love all of the things that you have done. Okay, so I got to know about the makeup. So did you do makeup yourself? Or
I'm horrible at I can't do it. My makeup artist was Rachel Siegel.
I love it. I love it.
I chose purple eyeshadow. I picked out the lip gloss.
It's perfect. Oh my goodness. It's so good.
I remember you had some turquoise nails sometime in the last year that I loved. So when I saw these, I thought this was going to be opaque turquoise. It is not, but it was close enough to what I wanted.
I love it. You made my day, because I was not having the best day, and you definitely changed my day. That's for sure.
You gotta have fun at Halloween. You have to show Q your reaction. It was very cute.
Oh my goodness, it's too funny. All right, so now we're going to do another wrapped loop here on this end. I'm actually going to take a couple of beads off, because if I remember correctly, I had a couple extras. And so now I'm just going to do a wrapped loop. So if you missed the wrapped loop in the bracelet or need to see it again, because we did start the necklace out that way as well, then we're going to finish it the same way. So I'm coming in with my chain nose pliers, and I'm grabbing the wire right up against these beads. Now, if you're using this German style wire for the core of your necklace, definitely want to push all those beads down. Don't leave any wiggle room in there. With your bead string and wire, it's a little different. So you've got a little bit of extra wiggle room in there. But with this, I don't want there to be any extra wiggle room. So I'm holding tight, keeping all those beads in right up against each other. And I'm going to bend the wire over the top of my pliers. I'm going to come in with my round nose pliers. I'm going to take the wire up and over. I'm going to rotate the pliers and take the wire over to the other side. And then I'm going to wire wrap in the space in between the loop we just made and the top of the last bead. If you can get 4 wire wraps, go for it. Don't push it though. 3 may be all you can get. Okay. And then we're going to trim off the excess wire. And then we're just going to add our hardware to this. And the cool thing about this is that it does have that structure. So you really can, like, it's still springy, right? And it still has really good drape, but it is a structured necklace because it's got that heavy wire on the inside of it. So it's not going to get twisted or tangled up on you. It's definitely going to kind of just retain its shape, and it's going to hold these big pieces down here and make them keep gravity away from them, if you will. So I'm just going to add my hardware to the ends of this, and then we're going to do a quick little pair of earrings, and we'll have a full set.
So I think I've had a lot of fear about doing a design like this because I typically used to use mostly copper, and still use a lot of copper wire, which is very soft. The German style wire is at least one step work hardened from there. So do you find it holds the shape better?
I do. And one of the things that really helps is, and I know it seems like such a tiny little thing, but when I was saying at the end there, before you do your wraps loop, to make sure that your beads are all lined up nice and neat and there's not any extra wiggle room in between them, the beads are going to protect that wire. But not only are they protecting the wire, but they're also kind of building that structure as well. They're sitting on top of the wire that already kind of has its own, inner strength. But when you line all of these beads up and they're kind of, I don't know how physics and things work, but they are pushing against each other, right? To help create that structure. Whereas with your bead string wire, there's more movement. In this, there's less movement, and all of those beads, as they're pushing up against each other, it's forcing them all to kind of stand up, basically, is what I'm trying to say with way more words than I needed to. No,
it's really smart. I didn't thought about the fact that the wire can't bend if there's not really a room for it to bend.
Exactly. You're taking away all of the opportunities for it to get all bendy and out of shape if you make sure that you don't have any spaces in between there.
I can't believe how quick that also comes together. That's very satisfying.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it is. And when you put it, I don't know, to me, there is something, I do love a good drape in a necklace. I do 100%. But there is something that is almost royal about putting on, I don't know, it just has like this medieval queen kind of feel to it when there's structure in a necklace. That might be the weirdest thing in the whole world, but that's what it makes me think of. When I put on a necklace that already stands up by itself, then all of a sudden I kind of stand a little bit taller too. It's like, oh, I have to like, I either have to wear this necklace or this necklace is going to wear me. You know what I'm saying? So
it's more of a, the structure does kind of have more of like a sculpture quality to it.
Yeah. All right. So there's our bracelet. There's our necklace. Now we're going to put together a quick little pair of earrings just really, really quickly. And we're going to do a knotted head pin. Is Wanda in the house?
Sure is.
All right, so we're going to do a knotted head pin, and we're just going to stack some of these beautiful beads together because really that's all this needed was just a stacked up beautiful set of earrings. They didn't need to be over the top because we've got so much going on here. So for that, you're going to need about a 4 to 5 inch piece of some 22 gauge wire, and you're going to need your round nose pliers and your nylon jaw pliers. Okay. So we're going to grab the tip of the wire with the tip of the pliers. Those two things are really important when it comes to putting together a knotted head pin. You got to use the tip of both. Don't come down on the wire and don't come back here on the back of the pliers. Use the very, very tip, and you want to roll the tip of that wire around the tip of the pliers all the way around once. And then you want to go all the way around a second time. And you want to stop when you see that cut in the wire. So you can see I've been around the tip of the pliers twice. Don't take this off of the tool yet. Leave it right where it is and bend the wires that is running underneath the 2 coils that you just made. The reason I like to leave it on the tool is so I don't accidentally bend that wire the wrong direction. That needs to be going underneath the coils, away from your hand and away from the tool. Okay. Take it off of the tool. Then you're going to take the tail end of that wire and you're going to bend it backwards, and you're going to stick it through those 2 coils that you just made. It makes like this little lasso shape. And we're going to come in with our nylon jaw pliers. We're going to grab the wire right up against those coils. I'm going to take another pair of pliers. I like to use my bent chain nose pliers for this, but you can use your regular chain nose pliers. And you're going to pull. And you're pulling that wire. You're work hardening it just a little bit, but more than anything, you're pulling a knot in the end of your wire. And it's a little rosette. I mean, it's not an ugly knot. It's definitely a pretty little accent to your piece. And then we're just going to thread on some beads here. So we're going to thread on one of our coin beads. And you can do this in any order that you want to. I'm going to thread on a cube. I'm going to thread on one of the pieces of carnelian. And I picked 2 of the smaller pieces of the carnelian out of the ones that I had for the earrings.
Yeah, we were sure to give everyone at least 3 small pieces so you could make, like, kind of make a pair. It's not going to be perfect. They're all hand cut beads, but you should be pretty close.
Yeah. And then another one of these Baroque beads. And then we're just going to do a wrapped loop, and we're going to add our ear wire to it. And that's it. You can do a simple loop here if you want to. Totally up to you. I'm going to do a quick wrapped loop. So grabbing the wire, bending it over the top of the pliers, coming in with my round nose pliers. We're going up and over, rotating the pliers, taking the wire over to the other side. And then we're just going to wire wrap in that space. We're going to come in with our cutter and trim off. And then we're going to add our ear wire. And those are done. Easy peasy.
Sarah, I'm shocked that you didn't wrap all the way down the earrings for these ones.
You absolutely could. So you've got an option. That's another thing. And I'm glad you brought that up because you have extra wire here. If you don't want to turn around and go the other direction with your wire, you've got a lot of this wire that was used for the bracelet left over. You can actually use that in the earrings, and you could do the same technique that you did in the bracelet on the earrings and just wrap around your knotted head pin here at the bottom so that it has that same technique in it. And it would be absolutely beautiful.
It'd be cool.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to add my ear wire, and these are done. Done.
You basically just made that whole jewelry set in like 45 minutes. The only thing you had really prepped was half the side of the necklace.
Yeah. Just a little bit of stringing that I did ahead of time, and that was it.
This is actually probably kind of like an hour project.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Oh, yeah. And if you were going to do this to wear, you could definitely do this if you were going somewhere and you needed this, you could do it ahead of time and not feel like it was going to be a project that took you all day. Makes a great gift, right? If you needed to give somebody something, not that I would want to give it away because I want to wear it, but
that color is perfect for you.
I know this carnelian is this.
I mean, me.
For you. You're too funny. I'm gonna turn the camera back around here and I'm gonna grab a bust for the necklace and show you the structure that it's got because it is a little bit different. It definitely has some structure here to it.
Now I feel like I'm missing the earrings.
So there's the, you need some fabulous earrings. So there's the necklace, and you can tell it definitely kind of stands up by itself. It's got that structure to it. Adding and taking away beads is obviously going to kind of help to adjust the length of it, but it's still really strong. It's a sturdy piece of jewelry for sure. If you're using the bead string wire, you're going to have a little bit more drape, and it's still going to be beautiful, but it's not going to have that rigidity, obviously. But either way, it's going to be beautiful for sure.
That is such a great way to use larger pieces. I think folks often feel nervous about using larger beads.
Yeah.
And I like that this tackles that very head on.
Yeah.
And I feel ridiculous saying anything with this costume on, but I'm here for it.
I gotta put my crown back.
Where's your crown? Put your crown on.
Oh gosh. Okay. There. Wait. Whoop. There we go. Yeah. Oh, it's too funny, Sam. I love your red hair. It's fabulous.
I love your red hair, Sarah.
Thanks. It's so funny.
They say you replicate who you admire.
Oh, I love that. Thank you. I should have dressed up as you. And it's funny because I thought about it and I was like, I don't have a ball hat. I don't have a ball cap around here. Nobody would know that I was Sam unless I just said I was Sam. You in a red wig is pretty obvious that everybody knows who you are.
It was easier. But for You just gotta put a button up and a cap on. It's then my friends send me photos all the time. Like, is it Sam? And sometimes I think it's Sam. I'm dead serious.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Oh my.
Well, everyone, thank you for joining today.
Yes.
I hope you enjoyed our fall-inspired last kit of October. We really tried to bring in some of those like warm fall tones, very Sara colors today.
Yeah.
Sarah's got some more Carnelian coming in some of her kits very soon, I think, in November.
Love that.
Your
Love that.
Carnelian officially arrived finally. Oh no, we shipped it to you today. Yeah, it's on its way.
I have so many goodies coming. I can't wait. I cannot wait. Like you said, I've got stuff coming from everybody right now, and it's exciting.
You're gonna your mailbox is gonna be stuffed in a couple of days.
I know, I can't wait. With all the good stuff too. It's beady goodness from you and from Danielle, and oh yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun. I can't wait to see what you come up with.
Well, we've already planned. You know what it's gonna be.
Well, there's so much more. You do so much more than just the Sam's Bead Shop kits. You do everything.
I do no. Do I? Why, thank you for saying so.
And so there's a couple things coming up. We have our competition in like 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
So the pre-order deadline, I believe, is Rachel's at Monday.
Monday to make sure you get it on time.
Yeah. So the pre-order deadline is Monday because we're starting to start shipping on like Monday, Tuesday. So Sarah is one of our 3 designers in the competition, along with Danielle and Tracy Lovecraft.
I don't think that's her name.
We're just adding more to the family today.
I'm not mad about it at all. I think that's awesome.
We're all Lovecrafts. Tracy Proctor of TierraCast. And so Rachel just told me that the competition kit is 70% sold out because anyone can get the competition kit.
Yeah.
So we are probably going to run out, it looks, at this point, because that's a very small number left. So if you'd like a kit, it is at samsbeadbox.com and click bonus boxes on the top of the screen, and you'll be able to pre-order your competition kit. It's just $29 is the early bird discount if you get a pre-order. And then you get to take on the same challenge that Sara does. I know. I don't know how you do this. It's so annoying.
Oh my gosh, that's too funny.
It's a really cool kit. So Sara and the designers are going to have an hour to create, but you guys get like at least a few weeks to create basically and submit your designs, because we're going to do a winner of the designers and a community winner as well. So that should be a lot of fun. So that's like our big event coming up. And I'm very excited for you all to get your kit and see what you think. Because
yeah,
you don't have to wait till competition day to open it, but you can. If you want to like unbox it with Sara, Tracy, and Danielle, there could be kind of a fun quality to that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Don't forget, if you didn't catch Sarah's Feel Good Friday this morning, you can catch that on her YouTube channel. I believe you still have at least a few kits left, I saw.
Just a few. A lot of things have sold out. I did 4 necklaces, a bracelet, and the maker mix, and I think there's only 2 necklaces in the maker mix that are left. So yeah, if you missed out this morning, you might want to go check it out and grab them, because by the end of the weekend they'll be gone for sure.
And I think I saw, were there some Sam's Bead Shop beads in the maker mix this week, maybe?
Yeah, there were.
There you used some of the really unique ones in there.
I did, and I didn't use them all because I had to keep some, but yeah, I did. I gave a few of those out, mixed some of those in with some really cool flowers that I had gotten from Danielle. Ooh. And I was just like, this is such a cool mix. And I called it Magically Delicious because
really
that's what
pretty.
it was.
It had like a Candyland, not Candyland, like a Taffy Land feel to me.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it did.
That was really cool. Wanda. All right, we talk competition kit. Today's kit does look like it says sold out, but there's like a whole bunch of kits sitting in carts right now from the wait list. So if you join the wait list right now, basically by the end of the weekend, one likely will go into your cart. So you have not lost hope on this kit yet, even though it does look that way. So if you click join waitlist, either on the link in this post or in when I was doing my makeup.
Oh my! Look at me all fabulous on your phone. I look like a model there. That doesn't even
You
look
always
like
do.
me.
I couldn't remember if you do wings or not.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Every day. Do a wing every day.
Here's the close up of Rachel's wings.
They're so fabulous. Yes. Yes.
Rachel said I'm the bearded lady today. If you go to the Sam's Bead Shop app, you can also join the waitlist to the kit if you search Sarah. It then says add to waitlist at the bottom there, and then you'll be good to go. I think like the first 10 people will probably get it from the waitlist, and currently there's one person on the waitlist. So definitely just kidding. I can't anymore.
I try to keep a straight face as long as I can, but the more I look at you, the more it makes me giggle.
Because it's so bad. I just it's so hard to actually pull off Sara Lovecraft, but like I'm like the best dollar store version.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. You're the first and only I think there has ever been, so I love it. Oh my gosh.
Could you imagine if I chose another color?
I'm thinking like a turquoise or a purple would be fabulous.
Test out your future hair colors on me.
Yes. Yeah, let's do it.
Alrighty, it is officially time. Sarah's got some lovely weekend plans. I have to go and do something. And I will and I'll see all of you very soon. Goodbye, everyone. You'll have a lovely Halloween weekend, Sarah.
You too.